Did I accidentally mute my mic? How long ago have I been muted? Why didn't you say muted, Madsy? If I'm muted, you say muted. You brat.
Several bad puns later.
You need to tell me immediately if I'm muted, you cat. Why? Every single one of you is fired. Madsy, do I need to take your sword? You're not doing a good job as mod, are you? Can't believe Foldback's here. I just can't take being assigned a stuffy head anymore. You're... No. Why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness in one of my cases. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and cause me great grief. Edgy Boo! Why can't you understand? I was trying to tell you. I mean, really. I was trying to keep her staying in character, but you couldn't pick up on what I was trying to convey to you. I'm sick and tired of the roundabout way of talking, so we're just going to be direct. I had a bad feeling before, but this just made it official. Oh dear. Today has gone beyond the typical not my day into the realm of waking nightmare. So you're a friend of Mr. Edgeworth's too, Miss Pink Badger? You could say that, but right now I'm just a Pink Badger, dearie. She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman. My name is Wendy Oldback. But you can call me Wendy, or Granny, or whatever suits your fancy. Okay, hag. Old hag. Nice to meet you, Miss Oldback. I'm Kay Farade. What do I care about you young whippersnapper? About, like you. Yeesh, I was trying to be polite. Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels the last time we met? Huh. I go where I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do. Unlike the use of today. I could call to fill in all the time when there aren't enough hands. But enough about me, Edgy Poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally get a chance to see you again, and here you are talking to you young girls. Men are all the same. It doesn't matter how you use young girls the other day. It all just happened to notice me, and when I'm arranged of marriage is 18-year-old. You seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth. Kay, please, I'm begging you. By all means, do not provoke her any further. What was her full rant? Go where I'm near. I'm not very... I get called in... Finally get the chance to see you again, and here we are talking with two young girls. Men are all the same. It doesn't matter how old they get. They continue to shamelessly flirt with young girls. Why, just the other day it happened to my Yun, who I'd finally gotten to notice me. When I got into an arranged marriage with he went and got in an arranged marriage with an 18-year-old. I don't see what he sees in her at all. As they say, that permission takes 3 years to ripen that girl. You see, what? Okay. Aren't you forgetting something, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness. Honestly, I hope she isn't. But I don't think fate is going to be so kind today. Nope. I saw what happened. I even saw the exact moment it happened. How's that? So it's true. She is the witness. I suppose I can't afford to ignore the old bag. Yes, it was a little while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me. The moment of the murder. So she's gonna say she saw someone in a blue badger suit killing the victim, and it's not gonna be the Meekins, it's gonna be the other guy that wearing the blue badger outfit. Got it. That's exactly where this is going, 100%. You mean to say you witnessed someone being killed right before your eyes? Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me. I don't like her. Case 3 all over again. You've only met her in one of the cases. She returns, and it's this painful thing every single time. I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot, and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. Looks like you hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say. Unfortunately. What's that unfortunately you tacked on the end supposed to mean, Edgy Poo? Well, anyway, let's see what we can find out from this old lady.
Hold it!
You saw two men. Can you describe them for me? They looked like your average Joes, completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring I don't even remember much beyond that. But they didn't did they have any special features? Anything you can recall that would be very helpful. Oh my, don't tell me you're jealous of those two men. Stop. Please. Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous. And it's alright, Itchy Poo. Those two were just fowls compared to a stallion like you. I saw so little of them that I lost interest the instant that I laid eyes on them. You creepy old woman.
Hold it!
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment at which the murder took place. Absolutely. That gun made a terrible racket when it was fired. You didn't try to help the person that got shot? I'm the only person who... You smarty alecky brat. What could I have done? But I took off as soon as I could find someone who could help. Two men, one bullet, all consistent with what we found from the body. Sadly, there wasn't exactly a lot of new information to go on in your testimony. Well, I just saw the guy. Well, if I saw the guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without something to jog my memory? Self-centered, are we? While it was somewhat useful, the testimony also presents us a new problem. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes. It's about this new problem. What is the giant grin on your face for? Do you want me to show you something really nice? No, thank you. Don't be so mean. I swear it's something you're going to like. What is that gadget you're holding? We see before you is the secret weapon of the great thief. Ah, I should have known it would be worthless. Ah, don't be like that. Ahem. What do you think now? What is it doing? It's projecting something into the air. I'm going to input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to its maximum size. Dark skies of evening, when there are no birds dare to take wing, one alone remains all see. Now witness the true power of a real, modern-day Robin Hood. Interesting. What's this? This is a recreation of the murder based on the info I've inputted into Little Thief. Little Thief. I dare say I think you're taking the Robin Hood thing a bit too far. Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I I used it like this. Let's see. This old bag said that 2 men were facing each other. And then a gunshot rang out, and the victim fell to the ground. No, I disagree. Ah, so with this, we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past. See? What do you think? I have to say, I'm impressed with the technology thieves have access to these days. Well, it is super secret weapon of the mighty Yatagarasu. Indeed. Oh, but there isn't enough information, so if something is out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange. In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of the witness's testimony. Oh, I think that was it. Yeah. In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of the witness's testimony. You got it. You catch on really quick, Mr. Edgeworth. Right now, the simulation is a recreation of the witness's testimony. So for now, I should re-examine everything. And if I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification. Feel free to examine anything in the simulation the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. And if you find something, I've got a little thief with me, so just let me know. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here. That's right, but if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction. Huh? What? Where? This is the real scene of the crime. There's something missing that should be here. Should be the blood, right?
Take that!
This is a contradiction. Eh? Is something wrong with my recreation? This is the real scene of the crime. Something specific should be here. If you think back to how we deduced that the other crime scene was not the real one. Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right? Right. The fact that there is no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony. Edgy Pooh! How can you doubt me like that? Are you calling me a liar? Oh, I know what I saw. And I saw the victim get shot down. You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there's another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. Was there something laid out that got picked up and taken too? It's a silhouette of the killer, with his gun at the ready. Okay, it's not possible to recreate the face of the killer. Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into the little thief. She has a point. Could it all gotten absorbed by the suit? Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume? So you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers? I think we can reasonably assume this is a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while inside one of those stolen costumes, then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of the ground. Precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume. You'd think it would be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. The problem is finding them since they don't seem to be around. Footprints, I wonder how we can go about finding some of those. It's not like we have a forensic scientist right over there that was literally just talking about footprints like 5 minutes ago. Emma, do your thing, please. This is amazing. Just feel the power of science. Emma, about that method you were talking about finding footprints. Ah, finally, my expert knowledge in forensic science is needed. Yes, can you detect any trace of partial footprints? Leave it to me. My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything. Very well. If you will please analyze the footprints in this area. Okay, stand back now and witness the power of science at work. Hey, I found something. Look right here. I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Idris. These footprints here were definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the ones the prints are layered, those seem to be the newest. Then we conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time. Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters. Can't wait to find out what I can't wait to see what we find out from this new info. Can we talk about the concentration, how it's pointing the gun straight at the blue badger and it hit the abdomen and went out of the shoulder? Because that's a very weird angle. Like, can we, how are we not talking about, that's a very, if it's an entry-exit wound like that, that's a very weird angle. It goes in the abdomen and comes out the shoulder. That's a very weird angle. So the victim was wearing a costume when he died. And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right? I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. What do you want? Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in the area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot, and the person who shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. So this means all testimony has a contradiction in it? Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation. See, I just knew my little thief would be of help. Now let's see if we can pull more info from this old bag. Put it into recreation. For now, we must first find a contradiction in her testimony.
Hold it!
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place. Absolutely. The gun made a terrible racket when it was fired. You didn't try to help the person who got shot? The other person who... Okay, this is all the same. Can we just call her out on this?
Objection!
Two men. How did you know the gender of these two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time. Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all. I'm telling you, I did really see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. From a seat in the second tier. The second tier. Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? I was, you know, I was using that phrase in the metaphorical sense. I see our witness has a few screws loose in the metaphorical sense. The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs. Which is exactly why it goes there now and again to take a nap. Can't see how you would have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up. Were you able to even see the victim's costume from way up there? Well, you know, if I saw two people. But I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage shadow. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like when I was younger, 100 paces away. Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay? You got it. You saw what to the victim in the costume. Silhouette can be changed depending on the information I input. But Little Thief can recreate more than just people. Let's investigate away. We may even find more which can make more accurate sim. Alright, sounds like a plan. Looks like they broke the stage down. I guess this means they're done for the day. Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start its run tomorrow. That woman's testimony is to be believed. The murder occurred before the stage was broken down. You want me to input that bit of info in the Little Thief? Yes, if you would please. Okay. Oh, okay. I Blue Badger was on the stage. That's why it was torn down. That's why the stage got torn down, is because there was blood on it. There is clearly a contradiction here. Please stop stealing. Oh, it was her. There's clearly a contradiction here. Please stop stealing my lines. Oh, come on. It wasn't that hard to see it coming, even for a layman like me. I suppose in any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way. Because there was a very real stage set up in this spot at the time. Yeesh, I told you I got it. Do you feel like I need to explain everything? Yes, well, in any case, we need to resolve this unusual situation. Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally. Right, Miss Allbag? Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage. See, now let me update the info in the simulation. No, not investigation complete. They're switched. The Blue Badger needs to be on the stage. Well, 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 what do we have here? Bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Lang, we've discovered that the real scene of the murder is here in the stadium. I see. Thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate the crime scene like that? Little thief is not a toy. You two. Sir. There's tracks back there. There you have it. Have it. You see? The boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Huh. Now this is a recreation. So what? Do you intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course. Even knowing that crimes took place here doesn't let him off the hook. This is a real scene of the crime. Officer Beacon's laying waiting for the victim on top of the stage. And then when the victim finally showed up, he shot him from on high. Nope. Completely disagree with that statement. And that's the truth your little recreation showed. How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? He's the most likely suspect we got, especially given the situation with his gun. Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on mark. Nope. You see? Thank you for understanding, my little cowgirl. I'm not some common crow. I'm a Yatagarasu, the Raven of legend. Unfortunately, your conclusion has yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up. Can I please just show him that contradiction immediately? It doesn't work. I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly, after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said that the victim was shot by the killer from above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible. Huh? Why not? Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located. Actually, I didn't get a good of a look. Oh, well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region and exited his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim. Then, yes, our recreation has the victim being shot at an angle from above. A clear contradiction. You're discounting your own conclusions? No, this is a point in... No, this one point is only flaw. It's the only flaw. This wasn't the mistake parameter. This was the mistake parameter in our recreation. Yes, the locations of the killer and victim were wrong. Ah, I get it. I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victim were standing in opposite to where opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage, as he was being shot by the killer. Would have to be a little closer, technically. This is what happened. If this is what happened, it would also explain the positioning of the gunshot wounds. But then, what about the footprints? Since footprints don't lie, we can assume that the killer was also wore a costume. Okay, I'll try using that data instead. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Fling? Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. I ask that you take another good look at the tire marks over there. 3 marks are indicative of the blue Badgermobile. That story Officer Meekins told about the shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the blue Badgermobile here and committed a murder. And then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild West area. You believe he moved the body with the car? That's right. It's Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did. 3 tire tread marks are very telling. However, is the blue Badgermobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? No. Can I just present this? Because we don't.
Objection!
Yeah. Okay, we're good. Sorry, Agent Lang, but that's an impossible tale. And why is that? Those tire marks could not have been left by Officer Meekins' blue Badgermobile. One good look at the car would have told you so. What proves that the blue Badgermobile had never been to the stadium? There's no dirt on the tires, right?
Take that!
Take a good look at the tires. There's not a single dollop of mud found on it. The car had come to the backstage area and left those tire tracks. And the lack of mud on these tires stands out as very peculiar indeed. Then how you explain the tire tracks, genius? Hey, I've got it. What about Miss Olbach's pink Badgermobile? Don't be ridiculous. I was sleeping the entire time in the second-tier seats. Indeed. I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, there is yet one more roving store, as I recall. Oh, you mean Proto Badger? That's right. There was one more parking space inside that garage. And it proves the existence of a Proto Badgermobile. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this Proto Badgermobile post-haste. There must be some sort of incriminating evidence in it. Hey, did you hear something? Hello? Oh, is this him? Is this our kidnap guy? Help me. Are you all right? Well, this is something. Look what we looks like we found our kidnapping victim. What if he's the killer? What if this whole kidnapping scheme was like a Dahlia Hawthorne situation where it's like it wasn't a real kidnapping, but it's just a bid to get a bunch of money? That does make sense. Where were you all this time? Wild West with kidnappers. He was in the room next to the one I was held in. Ran away using underground and got lost. The kidnappers. What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say. The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes. You see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces, but one was a woman. A woman. Quite an important piece of information. And Lang's about to turn this on Old Bag, isn't he? He's gonna say Old Bag's an accomplice. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get the cops on this already. I'll even let you guys have the kid. Have what the kid said just now. Consider it a gift. Now you're gonna get out of my crime scene now, or do I have to get rough? Again. You're nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Oh, no, not you. You're a very important witness for my case. I'm not about to let you get away that easily. Don't count on me to testify, because I won't. Not for you. That's right. I won't either. You hear me, you young whippersnapper? Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. Sir. Again. Hypocrite. Hypocrite. You massive hypocrite. Hypocrisy. Strike 3. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not going to rough either of you up. I give you my word. Come now, fair maidens. What do you say? Will you cooperate? Fair maidens? My, you little rascal. You sure know a way to a woman's heart. Like Z says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever. Trying to outdo my Eshipoo with your fancy schmancy sayings. Let's get this over with, so we're clear. I'm only interested in giving you my statement. Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be. Mr. Edgeworth. We're back in the Wild West area. Looks like we got to boot again. With Rant safe, the focus of the investigation will shift solely onto the murder. You mean the infighting between the kidnappers? Yes, and also the identity of the remaining kidnapper. Miles, my boy. Tell me, is it true? Tell me you've really found my boy. Yes, Mr. Romano. We found him earlier in the stadium. Then, my little Lance is unhurt? He's not exactly the picture-perfect health, but his life is not in danger. He's being questioned right now by Agent Lang. My poor Lance. It must have been so horrible for him, locked up like a... Miles, my boy, I can't thank you enough. It was nothing. I'm still in shock over what happened to my Oliver. But I have to say I'm relieved that Lance is alright. Oh, that's right. I mustn't forget to pass this on to Lance as soon as the police are finished with him. A letter. By the way, that's being chased after by a woman reminds me of someone I know. I almost can't believe that he received yet another love letter, you know? Here, take a look for yourself. Isn't this a breach of confidentiality? Why does this game have to remind me of my least favorite case from the original trilogy? Why? Why? This case, that case freaking sucked. I'm getting PTSD, Ichigo. I'm getting PTSD. It's a very simple love letter. Oh, hey, let me see. That's really weird. It's from a loan company, Tender Lender. Looks more like a collection bill to me. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. Oh, that's the 12th one. No, you can't give up, Lauren. You must try one more. Excuse me, but I can't help but feel a little sorry for the flowers you've gone through. I suppose they were me, then. I believe you said that you are Lance's girlfriend when we first met, correct? Yes, I am, but... Oh, it's not like we both think of each other as lovers. But he did give me this ring, so I guess we're not just friends, either. I mean, because... This isn't just any ordinary ring. See, I told you, it's a ring pop. It's a ring pop. It's a freaking ring pop. You mean to tell me that he gave you a lollipop ring? No, it's a ring pop. Get it right, Edgeworth. Ring pop. Got it? Good. So which is it? Have you guys decided if you're going out, or is it just one-sided? Decided. Shouldn't the parties involved naturally just know? My father used to work for Mr. Amano. And so, they said I grew up together. I just said it out loud. I don't see how that's anything to be embarrassed about. So your father was an employee of Amano Group. What did he do? Is her father the butler guy? The guy that died? Mr. Deacon? I heard his job was to fly around the world. On Pegasus. Wait. Her father's the victim. Her father's the victim. I'm pretty confident of that now. You said Pegasus. We kind of got a stallion right here. Pegasus. Oh, Pegasus. What was the name of the airplane? The airplane belonged to the company. You had me there for a second. But now it's all changed. My father, he isn't around anymore. Oh, I see. About 10 years ago, he rode Pegasus off somewhere, never returned. Riding Pegasus to whereabouts unknown. Sounds like stuff in the stuff made of legends. It's been so long. I don't think I'd recognize him if we were to ever meet again. So sorry, Lauren. But I won't give in to the sadness. I have to live. Yes, Lauren, live. About this incident. Incident? But isn't the kidnapping already over and dealt with? I've been here the whole time, so I'm afraid I don't know much about the other incident. How did you come to know Lance had been kidnapped? Oh, that's because of my woman's intuition. You based everything on that. I know everything when it comes to my Lance. It's really strange. It must be destiny. She's already started fantasizing again. So what are you going to do now, Mr. Edgeworth? We've already established that there's a good chance that Killer is the other kidnapper. It's my duty to figure out who this other person is. I believe there is one location that might hold a clue or two. The obvious location is the kidnapper's hideout. But we're still not allowed in, remember? Agent Leg and his men should be done with this area. In that case, there is no harm in asking the officer over there to let us in. What do you have to report? Sir, nothing unusual or out of the ordinary, sir. Where have I heard such a redundancy before? Is it possible that for you to let us take a look inside? Sir! Roger, sir! That was surprisingly hassle-free. Are you certain? Didn't Agent Lang order you not to let me in? Sir! That's true, sir, but Detective Gumshoe asked me to personally let you in, sir. And I couldn't refuse a request from him, sir. Gumshoe the goat. Wow, looks like Detective Gumshoe has a following. Furthermore, I was asked to give you this document to you, sir. What is this? I knew it! I knew it! The man in this picture. Isn't that Mr. Oliver Deacon? See, Colin Devois. Male, dominant hand right. Height 5'8", weight 123 pounds. That he's not. He doesn't weigh that much. He's wow. Whereabouts unknown after escape from Pen E Dent. Pen E Dent prison. Stole a gun from a guard during his escape. We thought he might head for where his wife and sole daughter are, but despite our surveillance, he has yet to show up. But the name here says Colin Devoret. That's the same name as the one on the back of the pendant. It appears that Colin Devoret is his real name. What's this? He was convicted in the case 10 years ago and sent to prison. What? Then what was he doing here? Apparently he broke out of jail and then just vanished. He must have become Oliver Deacon to cover up the fact that he was an escaped felon. Now I'm not sure what's going on anymore. There's some sort of link between the victim's past and the current case. Very likely. These police documents are rather detailed. I should take the time to give them a thorough read eventually. It's fine. Let's focus on one thing at a time, starting with the kidnapper's hideout. Let's focus on one thing at a time and focus on the kidnapper's hideout. Yeah, I agree. We should investigate first. Think later. More thinking things through. I think you should try remembering things first. Now then, if you could please unlock the door, officer. It was locked up until a little while ago, but since then, the door's been wide open, sir. Not sure I follow what is you're saying. Care to explain in a bit more detail? Sir, the door was locked down tight when we went to check out that room. So they got about 10 officers to help break down the door, sir. I see. I guess that means Agent Lang's leftovers. Well, we'll see what we find.